Your life is the reflection of your thinking. Every success, every failure, every joy, and every struggle originates in your mind. The first step to transforming your life is realizing that nothing outside you can change your results until you change your thinking. Your mind is the most powerful tool you own, yet most people treat it like a passenger seat instead of the driver's seat. Awareness is the key. Begin by observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice the self-doubt, the fear, the excuses, and the habits that limit you. These are invisible chains that hold you back, but once you identify them, you gain the power to break them. Awareness transforms unconscious thinking into conscious choice. And once you can choose your thoughts, you can choose your life. Limiting beliefs are the walls built in your mind by fear, past failures, or societal conditioning. Believing, "I'm not capable," or "I don't deserve success," is like setting your own boundaries before you've even started. But the truth is, beliefs are not permanent, they are flexible. By consistently replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones, you create new pathways in your brain, pathways that lead to growth, opportunity, and abundance. Every thought you nurture has the power to build or destroy your future. Change doesn't happen overnight. Just like a body grows stronger with exercise, your mind grows stronger with consistent mental practice. Every morning, every night, dedicate time to affirm your capabilities, visualize your goals, and challenge the doubts that creep into your mind. This daily mental training rewires your brain for success. Over time, the transformation becomes natural, effortless, and unstoppable. Responsibility is non-negotiable. Life will always throw challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. Waiting for circumstances to be perfect is a trap. Blaming others for your failures only strengthens the power of external forces over your life. The moment you take full responsibility for your mindset, you reclaim your power. You stop being a passenger and start driving your life with purpose and control. Finally, action is the bridge between thinking and living. Thought alone cannot produce results. Every new mindset must be paired with consistent, deliberate action. Dreams, plans, and ideas are seeds. Action is the water and sunlight that allows them to grow. Without action, even the most powerful thinking remains dormant potential. Your thoughts are far more powerful than most people realize. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you experience originates from the way you think. Yet, so many people live their lives unconsciously, allowing their minds to drift, influenced by fear, doubt, or the opinions of others. The truth is that your thoughts are not just passing ideas or fleeting emotions. They are the building blocks of your reality. Every circumstance you face today, every success you celebrate, and every challenge you endure is, in some way, a reflection of the thoughts that have dominated your mind. If you want to change your life, you must first understand that the foundation of everything starts in your mind. It begins with the realization that thoughts are not neutral. They carry energy, direction, and intention. When you think negatively, your mind filters reality through a lens of doubt and limitation. You begin to notice problems more than opportunities, obstacles more than solutions, and failures more than possibilities. This is why people who consistently think negatively often find themselves trapped in cycles of frustration, disappointment, and stagnation. Conversely, positive and constructive thinking allows your mind to see potential in every situation, to find solutions where others see dead ends, and to approach challenges with resilience rather than fear. Your thoughts are like a magnet. They attract experiences, people, and circumstances that resonate with the energy you are projecting. If your mind is full of limitation, scarcity, and fear, you unconsciously attract outcomes that reinforce those beliefs. If your mind is focused on abundance, growth, and possibility, you begin to draw opportunities that match that vision. The process through which thoughts shape reality is subtle but undeniable. It is a combination of mental focus, emotional energy, and physical action. When you consistently think about success, opportunity, or achievement, your brain begins to reorganize itself to recognize these patterns in your environment. Psychologists refer to this as neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated thought patterns. Every thought creates a neural pathway, and the more you engage in a particular pattern of thinking, the stronger that pathway becomes. In simple terms, what you think repeatedly becomes your default mode of operation. A mind that has been trained to focus on scarcity, limitation, and failure will naturally respond to challenges with fear and hesitation. A mind that has been trained to focus on opportunity, growth, and solution Goal-oriented thinking will respond with creativity, courage, and persistence. This is why the most successful individuals in the world do not rely solely on luck or external circumstances. They have cultivated a mind that consistently creates and recognizes opportunities, even in the face of adversity. Beyond rewiring the brain, thoughts also directly influence behavior. The ideas that dominate your mind shape the choices you make and the actions you take. If you think of yourself as incapable or unworthy, you will subconsciously avoid opportunities for growth, procrastinate, or settle for less than you deserve. On the other hand, if you consistently reinforce your belief in your abilities and potential, you will naturally take steps that align with your goals. This is why people who consciously manage their thoughts often achieve results that seem almost impossible to those around them. They are acting from a place of empowerment, confidence, and clarity rather than fear, doubt, or indecision. Your thoughts set the trajectory of your life, and while circumstances may vary, the power to navigate those circumstances begins with the clarity and direction of your mind. It is also important to understand that thoughts are contagious. Not only do they shape your internal reality, but they influence how you interact with others and how the world responds to you. When you project confidence, optimism, and positivity, people are drawn to your energy. Opportunities open up, collaborations emerge, and challenges become manageable because your mental state influences your external interactions. On the other hand, negativity, self-doubt, and pessimism repel opportunity and create friction in relationships and circumstances. The world responds to the energy you carry, and since thoughts generate energy, your mental patterns ripple outward to shape your experiences. In essence, by mastering your thinking, you are not only creating your own reality, but also influencing the environment around you in subtle but powerful ways. Another critical aspect to recognize is that thoughts alone are not passive. They have a direct impact on your emotional state. Your emotions are a reflection of your dominant thoughts. If your mind is filled with fear, worry, or resentment, your body responds accordingly, creating stress, tension, and hesitation. If your mind is focused on hope, gratitude, and vision, your body and energy align with confidence, courage, and determination. The connection between thoughts and emotions is the key to controlling your inner world, and the inner world is the foundation of your outer reality. When you learn to manage your thoughts, you gain mastery over your emotions, and through this mastery, you gain control over the life you are creating. Without this understanding, people often react to life unconsciously, allowing circumstances, other people, or random events to dictate how they feel and what they achieve. With this understanding, however, you gain the power to proactively design your reality from the inside out. Finally, it is essential to practice conscious thinking deliberately. Life is filled with distractions, influences, and inputs from the world around you. Left unchecked, these external forces will shape your thoughts for you, often in ways that limit your growth and potential. By intentionally observing and guiding your thoughts, by replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones, and by focusing on possibilities rather than obstacles, you take control of your life at the deepest level. This is not about blind optimism or ignoring challenges. It is about approaching life with a mindset that aligns with growth, resilience, and achievement. The moment you internalize this principle, the trajectory of your life begins to shift. You realize that your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They are the tools with which you build your future, the lens through which you perceive opportunity, and the force that directs your actions and results. By mastering your thoughts, you master your life, because the quality of your thoughts ultimately determines the quality of your reality. Your thoughts are not just reflections of your life. They are the creators of it. Every circumstance, every opportunity, every challenge is filtered through the lens of your mind. You have the power to change your circumstances by first changing your thinking. The journey toward transformation begins with the conscious decision to take control of your mind, to guide your thoughts intentionally, and to align your thinking with the life you desire. Every thought you nurture is either a brick in the foundation of your success or a barrier that limits your potential. Choose to think deliberately, choose to focus on possibility, and choose to create a reality that reflects the greatness within you. Your thoughts are the architects of your life, and once you understand this truth, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Awareness is the foundation of transformation, yet it is often the most overlooked step in the journey to personal growth and success. Most people go through life unconsciously, reacting to situations, following routines, and letting external circumstances dictate their emotions and actions. They are trapped in a cycle where their thoughts, behaviors, and decisions are influenced more by habit and conditioning than by conscious choice. True change begins the moment you become aware of your mind, your thoughts, your patterns, and the influences that shape your life. Awareness is not just noticing your surroundings, it is noticing your inner world, the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that drive your behaviors. Without this awareness, efforts to change are often superficial, temporary, or misdirected because the root causes of challenges remain hidden beneath layers of unconscious thinking. Becoming aware requires honesty and courage. It demands that you step back from the chaos of life and observe yourself objectively. You must notice not only your successes, but also the recurring patterns that hold you back. It is easy to blame external factors, to think that life is unfair, or to point fingers at circumstances. But until you acknowledge your own role in shaping your reality, true change cannot occur. Awareness is the mirror that shows you what you are doing consciously and unconsciously, allowing you to identify the thoughts and behaviors that are supporting your growth as well as those that are sabotaging it. This clarity is empowering because it shifts control from external forces to your own mind. When you are aware, you recognize that your choices, your habits, and your focus determine the quality of your life, not the random events around you. The first aspect of awareness is understanding your thoughts. Thoughts are not always obvious. They are subtle, fleeting, and often disguised as just the way things are. People rarely question their thought patterns, and because of this, negative or limiting thinking can dominate unnoticed. By becoming aware, you start to observe your thoughts as they arise, noticing the difference between thoughts that empower you and thoughts that limit you. Awareness allows you to recognize self-doubt, fear, procrastination, and judgment, which are often the silent architects of failure. By identifying these patterns, you gain the ability to interrupt them, challenge them, and replace them with more constructive, growth-oriented thinking. The mind becomes a tool under your control rather than a force controlling you. Emotional awareness is equally critical. Emotions are powerful indicators of what your mind is focused on. Frustration, anger, anxiety, and resentment are signals that something in your thinking is misaligned with your goals and values. Happiness, excitement, and motivation are signs that your thoughts and actions are in harmony with your purpose. Awareness allows you to understand why you feel a certain way and how your emotions are influencing your decisions. Instead of reacting impulsively or suppressing emotions, you learn to respond thoughtfully, using your emotional energy as a guide rather than a trigger. This mastery over emotional awareness is essential because emotions drive action and actions determine results. By becoming aware of the emotional patterns that shape your behavior, you gain the ability to steer your life in a deliberate, intentional direction. Another dimension of awareness is understanding your habits. Habits are the invisible structures that dictate how you spend your time, how you approach challenges, and how you interact with the world. Most habits are formed unconsciously, often repeating patterns learned from family, culture, or past experiences. While some habits support your growth, many do not. And because they operate below conscious awareness, they can sabotage your progress without you realizing it. By observing your habits carefully, you begin to notice which actions are moving you closer to your goals and which are holding you back. Awareness of habits creates the opportunity for change because you can consciously choose new routines that align with your vision. Change is not about forcing yourself to act differently without understanding why. It is about bringing hidden patterns to light and intentionally redesigning them. Awareness also extends to the influence of external inputs. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environment you inhabit all shape your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Without awareness, these external forces can subtly dictate how you think, what you value, and what you believe is possible. By becoming conscious of these influences, you gain the power to filter what you allow into your mind and to focus on inputs that elevate and empower you. Awareness transforms you from a passive receiver of life's influences into an active curator of your mental environment. You begin to notice which ideas inspire growth, which conversations foster clarity, and which situations drain your energy or reinforce limiting beliefs. This conscious filtering is a powerful tool in creating a mindset capable of success and fulfillment. The process of awareness is not a one-time event, it is an ongoing practice. Every day you have the opportunity to observe your thoughts, emotions, habits, and environment. Journaling, meditation, reflection, and mindfulness exercises are practical tools that enhance awareness, allowing you to track patterns and measure progress over time. Awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room. You begin to see obstacles, resources, and opportunities that were invisible before. With this clarity, you can make conscious decisions, take deliberate actions, and progressively redesign your life in alignment with your goals. Ultimately, awareness is the gateway to empowerment. When you are aware, you stop being a passive participant in life and start being an active creator. You no longer react automatically to circumstances. Instead, you respond thoughtfully, align with your values, vision, and purpose. Awareness enables you to take control of your thoughts, regulate your emotions, adjust your habits, and curate your influences, all of which are essential for creating lasting change. It is the first and most crucial step, because without knowing where you are and how you think, any attempt at transformation is like navigating without a map. Awareness gives you the insight, clarity, and focus needed to consciously design your life, rather than letting life happen to you. Becoming aware is not always comfortable, because it often reveals areas where you've been avoiding responsibility or living unconsciously. But the discomfort is temporary, and the reward is freedom, control, and the ability to shape your destiny. The more you practice awareness, the more natural it becomes to recognize your thoughts, emotions, and habits, and the easier it becomes to make choices that lead to growth, success, and fulfillment. Awareness transforms the mind from a passive recorder of life into an active architect of reality. The journey of awareness is the journey of empowerment, and every step taken in conscious observation brings you closer to the life you truly desire.